Hello, Hargos here with a Midnight Blossom build preview. So I really think this has the possibility to be one of the best builds for Midnight in its current alpha state. Just based off the new talent trees, all the changes they're making. And without bearing the lead, they buff Blossoms by 100% in alpha. So I think it's worthwhile just kind of look ahead, see what we can do with the Blossom builds. There's a lot of changes, so let's go ahead and go through these. So I'm going to start with the Flame Shaper, and I'm just going to talk through how these can be used for us as a Blossom build going forward with Midnight. Again, there can be many changes, and I'll give updates here, and then when we get to the beta, I'll give kind of an additional preview of what Blossom builds can do until release. Now, so Flame Shaper was changed. So Dream Breath, you just get an additional charge. And then at the bottom here, Emerald Blossoms will consume 2 seconds of that Dream Breath and heal that ally. It doesn't do an AoE anymore, but it heals that ally for 200% of 2 seconds of that Dream Breath that was consumed. So that's replace Engulf. And I think this is kind of nice. You remove a button, you can additional charge a Dream Breath, and along with this, in our preservation tree, we can reduce Dream Breath's cooldown by 10 seconds. So instead of the typical, what is it, 30 seconds, it doesn't have the cooldown here, but it's 30 seconds, I believe. So it'll become a 20-second cooldown. And the Flame Shaper tree also has deep exhalation, which increases the duration by 6 seconds. So if you just do rank 1, you're going to get 30-second Dream Breaths, 2 charges, with 20-second cooldown. Means if you just cast this every 10 seconds, you can have 3 active Dream Breaths at one time. Then that will help you consume as many as those as possible. Having Dream Breaths on your raid as much as you can. So Emerald Blossoms, anytime you need to cast that, it'll consume 2 seconds worth of that on the ally and heal them even more. So we're going to have tons of hots out going 3 Dream Breaths at a time. Emerald Blossoms will consume it, heal even more. And then anytime you cast that Dream Breath every 10 seconds, you have 50% chance to get an extra Essence Burst. If you have Temporal Compression in your Preservation tree, which is in the same spot, for Spark of Insight, you get an additional one. So you have a good chance to have 2 Essence Bursts each time you cast your Dream Breath. And then every time you cast your Essence Burst, Emerald Blossoms, you'll cast a Twin Flame, which will heal that person additionally, whoever you target, and it will cleave onto 2 additional targets. So every time you cast Essence Burst, we usually generate tons of Essence Bursts, and we have more opportunities to with this new change. You'll heal 3 targets for a fairly large, chunky amount. No changes to Expanded Lungs. Probably still choose that since we're casting Dream Breath so often. I still don't think Enkindle is probably going to be worthwhile since Dream Breath buffs so significantly. Fulminous Roar. I think that's the same. It'll deal healing 20% more often. Renewing Blaze, no changes there. We do get a cooldown reduction on Fire Breath, so this is kind of replacing the cooldown reduction Engulf provided. You can cast it faster with Burning Adrenaline, also replacing the buff that Engulf provided. Dream Breath is 6 seconds longer, as I mentioned. No changes to this left side, so we still get Critical Strike chance when people are above 50%. And we still get the additional chance for Essence Burst every time we crit. So we're still going to be second crit as a Blossom player. So we can farm additional Essence Bursts through Temporal Anomaly, Echoes, and Fire Breath Leaping Flames. Now, changes to the Preservation tree. These are all question marks, but I kind of mapped out the direction that we can do that with these changes. Let me zoom out here. Here we go. So ignore kind of what is in our current talent trees, but this is what the layout will be for our new talent trees. We kind of have one free to play one, but I'm putting it at this capstone, and I'll tell you why. This is the path I'm going to go through. In these question marks, when they replace these question marks, it'll be a lot easier to follow. Um, but we'll, of course, fill out this whole section here at the top like we currently do. You get rewind, essence bursts, reversion, echoes, dream breath, temporal compression. And here, this has changed. This was a spirit bloom or something. What was it? Yeah, spirit bloom. Now it's a life bind for Verdant Embrace, which we won't use as much as an Echo build, but we have to get there to get to these other two. Fluttering Ceilings, no changes to this talent, but the next one, every other Emerald Blossom has a 100% chance to give you at least one new Emerald Blossom. So instead of, I think it's a 30% chance per Fluttering Ceiling, we're guaranteed one every other. The downside of this is they can't cascade like they could previously, where Fluttering Ceilings created from an extra Emerald Blossom could also spawn in an Emerald Blossom. So that will no longer occur. Unshakable was moved from this area, which is now Grace Period, up here, so you get just 10% more effective on your empowered spells and help you with your knockback. You want to get to your spiritual clarity here for 10-second reduction on Dream Breath. Call Ysera doesn't look like any changes. We will still want to help out our crits since we're going to be stacking crit. I will recommend Spark of Insight for temporal compression. We're still going to try to achieve this with double reversions and echo. And then renewing breath, no changes there. Buff your dream breath. We're going to be casting those as often as we can. Titan Gift down here. It's a 35% buff to our Essence Birth Blossoms, which is a good buff. I was hoping a little more interesting Titan's Gift than that, but it's just a flat buff is fine. And then you have a choice between Stasis and Dreamflight. I would still recommend Stasis. And then whenever this Inner Flame, 15 seconds when you cast Stasis. So I'm wondering if it's when you release it or when you start storing. You get 60% buff to your healing over time, so all our Dream Breaths that we have active. And then give you a 100% chance to get more 100% increased chance to get Essence Burst. So that's a nice buff. 15 seconds is pretty short for a minute and a half cooldown, but I'll take it. And what I'm thinking for Stasis will be possibly Dream Breath, Temporal Anomaly, and just throw out another Blossom right now since a Gulf is gone. That's probably what I'm thinking. You'll get the 100% chance from that Temporal Anomaly. So you're more likely to get Essence Burst. So that's what I would use. Temporal Artificer will get that rewind cooldown reduction. Of course, Timeless Magic, no changes there. Tempo Charge, no changes there. Now the free one, I'm thinking, since we are going to also get Temporal Anomaly and Resonating Sphere for those echoes, so we can get Essence Burst from throwing out those flames. Twin Echoes could be a good one since it does build off your Emerald Blossoms. Now, I want this to stack because I always cast 2 Emerald Blossoms for 2 Essence Bursts. So if I could cast 2 and then cast 2 Echoes, that'd be 4 Echoes next time I want to farm for Essence Burst or for additional Dream Breath. So I'm hoping that will stack. So TBD on that one. And then we get 4 additional points that will go into Merithra's Blessing, which reversion protects allies, reversing 4% of damage. So we always use reversion just to get your temporal compression, Spark of Insight. So you can put this on your tanks for 2% healing at all times. Now that may I'm not sure if this is the how the tree is going to be. I thought Merithra's Blessing would be at the top. Um, but Merithra's Blessing, Essence ability, so Blossom and Echo, have a chance to infuse your next reversion with the power of the Green Dragonflight. And so we might get this quite often with how many Emerald Blossoms and Echoes we get. And then the next one, your Dream Breath instant healing is increased. And then you have a 100% chance to get Merithra's Blessing. So we'll be casting this quite often. At least you'll have it available at least every 10 seconds. Um, so another AoE kind of heal for us for 5 allies. And so we'll probably proc this quite often, casting tons of Essence Bursts, and at least every 10 seconds. So this is going to be great for us Blossom builds as well, just additional healing to throw onto our Emerald Blossoms. And it could also help us with single target healing, since if there's other allies that don't need it, it will put all the healing into one target. So this is what I'm thinking for our Emerald Blossom builds. Tons of Dream Breaths, consuming it anytime we need to cast Emerald Blossoms. We'll have more opportunities for Essence Bursts. So I think this really has the possibility to be one of the best healing talent builds for Raid. Let me know what you think. I think leave a comment, like, subscribe if you like this build and what it looks like. So I appreciate you watching.